But daddy is a state of mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm your daddy.
Let's go.
Get up on ya. You gonna learn today.
Daddy, chill.
Call me daddy.
Call me fucking daddy. This podcast is officially ordered and owned by the fucking Peaky Blinders. Oh, man. That show's consumed. What am I on? Season 4, episode. I'm on the last episode of season 4.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Didn't you start that recently?
Yeah, last week.
Oh, my God.
Every night we took about 3-4 days off this week, early this week, and every night Kelsey's like, Peaky Blinders? Yeah. Have you watched it at all?
I've watched the whole thing, yeah.
Oh, man. I love that show. It's hard to turn it off. So she fell asleep. We were just watching season 4. She fell asleep on episode 5. And I look at her and I'm like, how can you fall asleep right now? We got the boxing match. We got Tom Hardy's fucking dudes are going to infiltrate. Someone's going to fucking die.
Alfie's crazy.
Oh, Alfie. Alfie's a fucking wild card.
Yeah.
I can barely understand half the words he's saying.
Yeah. He's got a real thick one.
I'm like rewinding. What the fuck did he say?
Real thick accent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great show, though.
By order of the Peaky Blinders.
Cillian Murphy's great.
Yeah.
Every time you think something's going to happen to him, he finds a way to get out. The one season where he's going to get executed.
Yep.
And then the guy kills the one guy, pushes the other guy, kills him, pushes. Oh, it was fucking. I'm like, holy shit, he got out of it again.
That is peak Peaky Blinders.
Peak.
Right,
that is peak Peaky Blinders. Great week for sports and the card hobby. We had Holiday getting called up a few days ago.
Huge. We
had eBay getting acquired eBay acquiring Ken Goldin and Goldin Auctions.
Huger.
UFC 300s tomorrow. Ippy and his $16 million fucking gambling spree.
The biggest of them all.
The Masters is going on right now. And OJ dead.
OJ gone.
OJ gone.
OJ gone.
So Holiday call-up is great for all things. Everyone wanted him to just start the season on the O's. They waited, 12 games or whatever, 10 games to call him up. He is still over, but it's good for the hobby. If you have Holiday cards, if you have like the big boys, I'd probably move them.
I'd probably move them too.
Yeah. Hold on to, if you want to hold on to a refractor auto, PSA 10 or a blue or the black's really nice. But if you have a red or an orange, just move it right now.
Yeah, anything gold or under, you're selling.
Because what if he bats like 240 his rookie year here? He hits a decent amount of bombs, and how much more room can that card go up? He's got to hit like 280, right?
I think he has higher average lower bombs in the majors.
Okay.
Because I think he's just a little bit more of an average guy. I mean, the dude lifetime minor league batting average is like 400. So
yeah,
I think
it's
he hits
hard
like
to translate that, right?
Yeah, it's super hard.
Ellie didn't translate it very well.
He's still trying to figure it out.
But that video, did you watch the video of him getting called up?
Yeah.
Dude, he is big.
He looks bigger.
I didn't think he was that big of a dude.
I mean, he's growing. He's 20. What? Like 19, 20?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's growing.
Yeah, when I was 19, I was a fucking stick. I still am. I never translated after 19, 20. I didn't get bigger. But he was sitting in that chair. I'm like, fuck, he's got arms. Yeah. And his dad was a big dude.
His dad's big. Yeah, his dad now is bigger than he was. His dad now.
Yeah,
it's insane.
He's got nothing else to do. He's like, I'm gonna lift weights and watch my sons fucking crank home runs all day.
Did you see that YouTube video of him and his sons doing a home run derby?
Yes,
he was ripping.
Yes,
he was ripping them out.
Their little facility they have there, it's like, man, what a dream life for a baseball player.
Yeah, for real though.
Growing up, I didn't have shit in my backyard.
I had dirt.
I'm gonna tell you a story. My backyard when where I grew up before my parents divorced, we had this. It was a decent sized backyard. It was the corner lot, so it was like a triangle backyard with like a sloped hill, and at the bottom of the sloped hill was about a 3-foot concrete wall.
Okay.
So when my dad was working all the time, I would go and take a baseball, and there was a good about 30 feet from the edge of the concrete where like the back patio is to the wall. And I would just throw the ball out the wall and field ground balls. And I would do that every fucking day.
Yeah.
And then working on just like pitching, I would put something on the wall and work on pitching and throw the ball at the wall. And most of the time it was a tennis ball so it would ricochet back towards me quicker.
Right.
And that's how I fucking fielded. That's how I like just practice on my own. It's like, I don't got anybody to throw the ball with. I'm just going to throw the ball at the wall. Fucking loser.
No, you know what? I did the same thing. I just didn't like playing outside because Texas, I mean, you'll learn this as you watch your kids grow up and play ball. The ground here is so compacted because we don't get enough rain during the summer. So literally you fall down on Texas like dirt. It's not like falling down on like a baseball diamond. It hurts. You like feel it. So I always ended up like trying to like go to like a football stadium with like artificial turf to throw or something like that. But
on the flip side, in the wintertime, it's just mush.
It's just terrible.
It's always soft and mushy.
Yeah.
I live in the back of my house. My mom never even told me this. We moved out here. I'm renting the house for my mom that my mom bought. She got a divorce. Long story short, she needed to rent it out. She didn't trust anyone else. So that's why we moved out here. So she didn't tell me that we have like this well. She's like, yeah, there's like a well in the backyard.
Oh my God.
Randomly, it's just water just seeping up from the ground.
Oh.
And I thought, I got to be the only person, right? So I'm like calling neighbors. Hey, do you guys deal with water just coming up from the ground? Oh, yeah, that's pretty normal. It's normal around here. Like, this is fucking weird. Yep. And now I get weeds like a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
And now the guy comes over and he goes, oh, yeah, you don't want to pick those weeds. I'm like, what do you mean you don't want to pick those weeds? I've just been fucking pulling them out of the ground. Oh, they'll come back 10 times. I'm like, oh, that's why I'm sitting out here fucking pulling weeds all day. And then 10 days later, there's fucking sprouted again.
Yep.
Fucking idiot.
Welcome to Texas.
So eBay has officially acquired Ken Goldin and Goldin Auctions. Ken came out with a statement on Wednesday. It's weird because they got bought out by collectors, I don't know, investors or something. I don't know what the company's called, but now they're officially tied to eBay. eBay was officially tied to PWCC. PWCC split off. Now they're doing their own thing. I'm guessing they're going to be doing this for the higher end stuff.
I would assume so.
Because I saw the video. Somebody was talking about that the higher end stuff isn't doing that great. I think it was Jeff Wilson. Shout out to Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson was talking about the higher end stuff on eBay just hasn't been doing as well. Probably cards aren't being paid for, so they're looking at that going, hey, we need some credibility. We want some stability on the higher end cards. So let's try to get Goldin to bring in those buyers and kind of formulate a thing. I think it's good. I don't really have. I'm impartial on the whole thing. I knew that 2 years ago. I knew that a lot of these big companies and organizations were going to just start partnering up together in the hobby, right, and creating these bigger companies. So I figured something like this was coming in the pipelines. Ken Goldin's been kind of quiet. He comes out with a statement. You see him about every 3 months, guys.
You do.
Every 3 months. You know, it's like lip herpes. Every 3 months, it comes up.
You got to get your ointment.
You rub it down. No, but he does. He comes out every few months. He makes a statement. He does something big on the hobby, and then he goes away.
Yep.
Other than that, I got nothing else to say on that.
I mean, What do you think they call that though going forward? Is it still going to be Goldin, or is it going to be like eBay Elite? Or
Golden eBay?
Plus, Golden eBay. You think so?
I think that sounds like it's got a good ring to
I
it.
think it's good. eBay Golden. I don't know. It's something like that. I just
eBay Ken dolls. UFC 300 is tomorrow. I know Teddy's excited. Teddy, how do you feel about UFC 300? I haven't even talked to you. Oh, okay. You got it? Yep. All right. Teddy's excited, and he appreciates every single one of you. Teddy is not in the building today. Once again, this motherfucker flew to California to watch UFC 300 and go to a wedding. Fucking wedding season, man.
What cards are in a wedding?
Yeah. He'll be there fucking. Does anybody have a Sean O'Malley red auto?
Yeah.
Anybody got a fucking Conor McGregor, Patty Batty? The guy's fucking zapped, dude.
Yeah, he's got 3 Zins in the upper decky.
He shows up to my house the other day and he goes, "Oh, I had to do it, dude." He's freaking out, right? "Oh, I had to do it." I go, "Dude, what the fuck's wrong? What's wrong?" "Oh, dude, they didn't have any 3 millis at the fucking thing, so I had to get 6. It's just not the same." I go, "You're saving money, right?" "Well, no, I like doing 2 3 millis." I go, "It's the same fucking thing." "No, it's not the same, dude. It just doesn't hit the same. The 3 millis, because I need an even amount of pouches up top."
He's got a system.
I call him the fucking, he's the fucking rooster, man. He bobs around. He's just bob. He walks in, he's like, "Oh, what are we doing today? Okay, what's the break? All right."
He's a Zen zombie, man. He's going.
He's the Zen rooster. UFC 300 should be really good.
You gonna watch the fights?
I'll put them on tomorrow while we break. I'll put it on. I'll buy it.
You putting any money
I'll
on
support
anybody?
I don't know. Supposedly, Bo Nickel is pretty confident about his fight.
I was thinking about putting money on Bo Nickel.
Yeah. Somebody told me last night where I was playing Fortnite with a guy, and he said that he knows somebody close with somebody. You know, it's like the neighbor who knows the fucking best friend of the fucking uncle who says that Bo Nickel wants to finish him in the first round.
Which is would be a wild thing.
Yeah, it would be wild.
Because I think Cody isn't bad. I just think that's a little bit presumptuous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the Gaethje fight. I don't know. I mean, it's solid fights
the
all the way
BMF
around.
fight, right?
Oh yeah.
What is it? They said Dana upped it to $300,000.
$300,000 bonus.
I know. Max Holloway's like, well, 300,000's it's a big incentive.
I mean, they should be. They should have been making it, but that's another discussion.
I know. These guys do they live the dream.
They do,
right?
They get taken care of.
I think they get taken care of.
Yeah, no, one way or another.
Yeah,
for sure.
The Ippy. I want to talk about the Ippy thing. So $16 million in bank fraud and gambling. Apparently, he was spending a lot on whatnot. My take is this. Somebody said it great last night. It said, watching Ohtani in the Gonzaga game last year, he goes, I guarantee that guy was sweating a bet.
Like, okay, it was Gonzaga versus Texas Tech, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
It was like he also showed, if that's not the game, he also showed up to a random Texas Tech like basketball game. That dude, there's no fucking way he showed up to a random Texas Tech basketball game.
And there's no way he did not know.
Yeah.
There's no way.
There's no way. We're lying to each other at this point. If we think
he goes, what are these whatnot charges? What's whatnot?
Ah, sure, bro. Sure.
$300,000 on whatnot? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if he's being protected by the bookie, and the bookie's like going, I was just dealing with this guy, Ippy or whatever. Yeah. And now there's text messages saying that the guy was going to go up to Ohtani and let him know because Ippy had a credit limit and it was getting out of control. And then there's messages with Ippy to the bookmaker when it all came out, said, it's over for me. I feel like Ohtani had to have known that there was some sort of gambling aspect, and maybe he was just like, hey, man, just keep it to yourself. Like, this is all under you. I have nothing to do with it. I'll sweat the bets with you. I'll be in there.
Yeah, I'm sweating.
Because guess what? When your boy's betting, I'll just say this from experience. When someone's betting on a game and everyone's hanging out, I'll take some action.
Yeah, why not?
You know what? I'll throw a 100 burger on it. Yeah, give me some action on that
You're
game.
telling me you signed a $700 million contract, you're not sweating some bets? Come on,
dude,
now.
I'm sweating bets, and I didn't sign a zero contract. I got no money on.
Yeah,
I got no
none.
money. You know, I'm over here.
Shit.
Sleevey the other night's like, hey, I got a prize pick. You wanna fucking pick I said, yeah, $25. Yeah, fuck it. I'll pick 3 fucking basketball players, which we never fucking hit. It's always one dude too.
It's always one.
It's like, oh, we got 5 out of the 6. We need Siakam to get 5 more fantasy points. There's 6 minutes left in the game. Oh, they're up 17. Siakam's not even playing. Fuck us.
Fuck.
All right, enough with that. The Masters is going on right now. It's Friday. Bryson DeChambeau came out, shot 7 under on Thursday. Great round. I love, even when Tiger's not competitive, I think he's +2 right now.
Doesn't matter.
Man, the Tiger just brings me back to all those from whenever I remember
2001 and 2005. That's the
yeah.
Story. He is, if anyone asks me, he is my favorite athlete of all time, and I do not care about the cheating contract. Don't get me wrong. He's a piece of shit for cheating on his wife, but that's a personal thing.
That's personal.
It's a personal thing. He's a piece of shit for doing it, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't get to play golf anymore. And he is my favorite athlete of all time, and it does not matter. You're absolutely right. It doesn't matter if he's competitive. If he's in there, he is by far the face of this sport as long as he lives, and it's fun to see him.
He is the only reason why golf is where it's at now.
Absolutely.
And I would say, and even though he's not even part of the LIV Tour, he was sort of the kickstart to that kind of era of golf and the swag. And I mean, there was all these like precious things that you can't do about golf. And he came out guns blazing and putting his fucking foot on people's neck on the competition, where it was like, I got a 7-stroke lead. Fuck that. I want to win by 12.
Yep.
And you just don't see that. I don't think we'll ever see a player like him in the golf in our time. I don't think we'll ever see a player like that can repeatedly just win. And when he's winning, you knew he was going to win.
Oh, and he wins a certain way that no one can replicate. Nobody can.
Going into Saturdays, if he's up, you were like, Tiger's winning the comp. Tiger's winning this.
Yeah, and then but you still watch because it's like, is he gonna go for like course record right here? You didn't know. I still maintain, back to your original point where he broke through barriers and stuff like that. If anyone wants to see some of the hardest sports interviews of all time, go look up Tiger's first time playing at the Masters, or I forget what course it was. It might have been the Masters, but before then, they did not let black people onto the course.
Yeah.
Watch those fucking interviews. Those are hard, bro. Those things, he goes in on them. He's like, I can't wait to win this fucking thing. And then he's like, I can't wait to see the look on a lot of people's faces over here when I win this. It's crazy.
The documentary on that whole thing is crazy too.
I loved it.
I want to say it was his first Masters win. When that guy was kind of just, I can't remember the guy's name. But he goes back and goes, I think this Tiger Woods kid's gonna win.
Yeah.
And they were like, what the fuck? What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. He is. There's a lot of people that like go look at sports history and look at eras of dominance, and I think the 2001 to 2005 era of Tiger Woods gets overlooked a lot. But that is the by far most dominant era of golf we've ever seen and we'll ever see.
Yeah.
Especially
it's if he was winning, you're watching. If he was a few strokes back on Saturday or Sunday,
because he's coming.
Because you're waiting for those guys to just tank.
Yep.
Like that 2019 Masters.
Oh, everyone's hitting it into the pool.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Everyone in front of them, just water, or behind. I was like, oh my God. oh my God, he's going to win this right now.
Like,
He's going to come back and win. And everyone's just and he's just like, all right, I'll put it on the green. All right, I'll take the par. All right, I'll keep going.
And don't get me wrong, probably right now the hottest golfer in the world is probably Brooks Koepka because he has 5 majors under his belt.
And Scheffler's been on fire.
Hot, but Brooks Koepka is like the one that's like, hey, I want to aim for greatness. I want to aim for the leader books. He has 5 majors. I'm like, with respect to that guy, he has a lot of major wins, but I'll never forget him, that 2019 Masters, looking at Tiger, going up to putt on that hole, and then just straight in the water every time, and he just folded.
I know.
He folded.
I know.
All of them did.
It's the pressure.
Yeah.
They see that red, and they're like, holy shit.
That's Tiger fucking
Holy.
wins.
On that night, I was just watching this like 3 nights ago, that 19 Masters, he's on like the par 3, and the leaders are on this hole, and they can see, and before they're teeing off, they just hear the roars because he puts it like 3 feet on that par 3, and you could just, I remember watching it live, and I'm going, dude, he's winning this. He's winning this. This is crazy. He's just lights out. Mm-hmm. He's not making any mistakes, and everybody else is just bogey here, bogey there, mistake in the water, fucking extra shot. I love when at the peak Tiger, golf was the most watched, especially the majors. It was the most watched and most anticipated tournaments. Every time my dad's like, PGA, the Opens here, the British Open, the Masters, every big tournament, we were just like, all right, what's Tiger going to do? What's he going to fucking do? How is he going to hole out this and make this putt and take this into the playoffs? And it's golf is always better with Tiger, no matter if he's in the hunt or if he's just in the field. It's better with Tiger.
It's better with Tiger. Thoroughly agree.
I have a fucking crazy golf story. Before I get to the golf story, I want to tell you how much of a bitch I am. I'm going to tell you a story about how much the most minor little thing could absolutely ruin me. 4 days ago, I had this little annoyance on my thumb, just this little pain, and I didn't know what the fuck it was. Yeah. I'm like, did I smash my thumb? Did I?
Yeah.
And it hurt to the touch, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on with my thumb? I'm looking at it. I'm like, am I getting an ingrown fingernail? Like, what's going on? Like, it was just like red.
Right.
I go to sleep. I wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. My thumb is throbbing. It's swollen all around. It's red. It's puffy. My skin is like tight. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with my thumb? And I go in the bathroom and I'm like, I'm totally out of it because I'm sleeping, half awake, half asleep. And I'm looking, I'm like, there's nothing. I can't see anything. But now all the way down my thumb is swollen, and I'm putting my thumbs up to, and I'm like, everything's going in my head. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Am I gonna fucking lose my thumb? Like, what's going on? And it hurt so bad. So that day, I keep telling Kelsey, I'm like, what? Something's going on with my thumb. I don't know what's going on. And so I'm soaking it in Epsom salt.
Yeah.
And I'm trimming it. And finally, about midday, and we're going to the Rangers game this day, right? And I'm looking at my thumb, and there's this little tiny, like, blackish grayish thing underneath my fingernail. Okay. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? What is that? So I'm trimming around it and trimming, and I can barely, my thumb is so swollen, I could barely get the fingernail clippers underneath my nail.
Right.
And so she's like, just leave it. And I go, I know there's something going on. I gotta know. So I'm soaking it. I'm soaking it for like 10 minutes. And I'm just telling myself while I'm soaking it, I gotta figure out what this thing is under my nail, because it's gotta be it. It's gotta be it.
Yeah. At this point, it's just gonna bug you, whatever it is.
So I'm trimming, and I take the edge of the clippers and I turn them sideways, and I like took the sharp end, and I went to like kind of pry my nail up.
Yeah.
And as I get it, I'm like right where that spot is on my nail. And mind you, this has ruined my day. It's ruined my sleep.
Fucked my day.
All I can think about is my nail.
Yeah.
and I get it right under the nail, and the sharp end pokes wherever that hole is.
Yeah.
Pus shot out of my nail.
Oh, you had a zit.
I don't know if it was a zit, if it was
Or
an
a
infection
cyst
or a
something.
cyst.
Yeah.
And immediately I was like, oh my God. Oh, that feels so much better. Kelsey's like, Jesus, you're moaning over it. I'm like, you don't understand the pain.
Yeah.
And within 12 hours, gone.
Hell yeah.
Gone. But that little son of a bitch under my nail.
Yeah,
And I couldn't figure out, I'm like, how the fuck does this happen?
Little bastard.
Anyways, that leads me into a crazy fucking story.
All right.
I don't know if I've told this on the pod.
All right, buckle up.
But this goes hand in hand with the Masters is on this weekend. All right. I'm gonna Quentin Tarantino this real quick.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say this. I will never buy any other set of clubs besides Callaway. And here's why.
Okay.
So about 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago now, I'm going to play golf with the boys. We go out to a place in California. It's not the greatest golf course, but it's cheap. I think they gave us free throat sliders around after the 9. All my buddies are like, oh, free hot dogs. Let's go play here. So hole 1, I hit my drive. It's a par 5. I hit it good.
Okay.
Second shot, I pull my 4-iron out. I knew I couldn't get there, so I'm like, I'm just going to hit a nice 4-iron, get it close to the green, whatever. So I'm taking my swing. All right, now imagine this, Josh. So I'm swinging, right?
Yeah.
I hit the ball. I didn't chunk it.
Okay.
I got it nice and smooth, right? Come through. As I come through, I felt something really fucking weird.
Oh no.
And I go, what the fuck was that? And as I take my hands off, the club is split in half in my hand. And I go, what the? And now I have a piece in this hand and a piece in this hand, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? So I open this hand up, and it's the handle. I open this hand up, and as I open this hand up,
Blood.
I have a gash in my hand right here, and just blood everywhere. It's just flowing out.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, my whole body, I'm just, what the fuck is going on? And I'm doing this, right? I'm like, and I had a shirt that could show blood. And I'm going, guys, I don't know what the fuck's happening. And as I like bent my finger.
Did you see the tendon?
The thing opened up like if you split open an envelope. It was like,
oh, yeah, it split more.
And I go, oh my God. And I could see tendons and everything.
Yeah.
And my buddies are like, what the fuck just happened? I said, someone's got to rush. Get me to the fucking clubhouse. So I get to the clubhouse. I tell them I'm freaking out. I'm shaking. I'm like almost in shock because it was just, I couldn't believe this what happened.
No, you're
on the golf course.
Yeah.
The guy's like, hey, head upstairs. Let's clean you out. So the guy, I'm like cleaning it out. He's spraying it. I'm wrapping it. It wouldn't stop bleeding.
Yeah,
like it was just gushing.
Yeah, you got to go.
So I call Kelsey. I gotta go to emergency room. She's like, emergency room? I said, my hand is split open. I gotta go. So I go to the emergency room. I don't have health insurance. Okay. I knew this was gonna cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
I go in there. They do x-rays to make sure, they do this machine to make sure there's no metal fragments stuck inside my body.
Right.
And they sew me up. I feel better. I go home. A few days later, I get a $5,000 bill in the mail.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. I'm fine. About 10 days later, my hand is fucking swollen.
Oh no.
Right? And I had the stitches were the ones that just they fall out.
Yeah, naturally.
So by this time the stitches were gone.
Yeah.
But now the middle of my hand's swollen and my middle finger is like a fucking sausage link.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm going, I think it's infected.
Yeah.
I think it's infected. So Kelsey's like, we'll go back. So I go back to the emergency room.
Yeah.
I said, this is what happened. I was here a couple weeks ago. I stitched me up. I think it's infected, right? Doctor comes in. He goes, oh boy. He goes, you got here just in time. I go, why's that? He goes, hand infections
Oh, you have to
are
cut them off.
one of the worst things, and they happen overnight. So I go, all right, what are we gonna do? He goes, I'm gonna have you lay down, and I'm gonna strap your arm down. He's like, I'm gonna have to reopen the incision, and get everything out.
I volunteered at a hospital for a long time.
You don't even. I'm like shaking thinking about this,
I was
right?
immediately thinking that's what's gonna happen.
So the nurse is on my hand, like holding my hand down, and I'm like this, like laying back. And he takes out a fucking razor blade.
Yep.
A little thing that goes in your little razor cutter, right?
Yep.
And he goes, all right.
There's nothing fancy to this thing.
He slices it open, and that he numbed it up, right? I was like, yeah, that's not bad. He sliced it open. And so now he's standing on me, right? And he goes, all right, I'm going to put a lot of pressure on you. Yep. He's standing over me, and he looks back at me, and he goes, are you ready? I'm like, okay.
Did they give you anything to put in your mouth?
No.
Oh, that's a mistake.
And he puts all of his fucking pressure and his arm all down on me. Boom. I could feel it. I was like, oh my God, what just happened? He goes, you don't want to see this. And I go, no, I want to see it. I'm like a pimple dude, right? I want to see it. I want to see the pus.
But it's not a pimple.
It's not a pimple.
It's not a pimple.
It was a huge pimple.
It was yeah.
Oh man, it was green and yellow. And he takes the glob and he goes, this just came out of your hand.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. I couldn't believe it, right? He sewed me back up. I know the story's going long, but this is great. He sews me back up, gives me the antibiotics. I go home. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
I get another bill for that trip.
Of course.
5 days later for $4,600.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So now I'm out about 10 grand into bills.
Yeah.
And this is a time when Kelsey and I are going like, how are we going to do this? I'm going to do a payment plan, whatever. Fast forward about 18 months later.
Yeah.
I'm telling the story to a buddy of mine. The bill's paid off already. Yeah. Both bills. I'm telling a story to my buddy and his dad. And his dad's just staring at me the whole time, not saying anything. And I'm like, I can't believe this fucking happened. This fucking club. I've never seen a club snap here. It's normally hit the, down by the head, whatever. And he's like, you should call Callaway.
Yeah.
You should hit them up. And I'm like, what are they going to do? He's like, no. They have measures in play for things like this, and you should call them. All right. So the next day, I call Callaway. They're telling me I got to send an email to this person, right? I get the email. It's like the CFO or it's high, right?
Yeah.
So I send this girl an email. I lay out the whole story. I tell her everything. The next day, she calls me, and she goes, okay, this is wild. She's like, I've never heard of this ever happening. She goes, but the clubs you had were the older metal. We don't use that metal anymore for this reason.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, oh, my God, okay. So she goes, here's what's going to happen. She goes, you're going to send me your bills to the hospital.
Yeah.
We're going to write you a check, and we're going to replace your clubs free of charge. Go on our website, pick out the irons that you want, and we're going to send you a whole new set of irons.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, what?
That's
I couldn't believe it.
Cool.
And this happened within like a 3-day span.
Wow.
The club showed up. They overnighted the clubs. I got the clubs. And this is what's crazy about this is I didn't play.
Yeah.
I didn't play in this time frame because I was it was like a mental thing. I didn't want to play again. And they sent me a check and the clubs the next day. I literally said, I'll never, ever use a different set of clubs ever again. I'm like Callaway to the fucking bone.
That is fucking literally to the bone.
To the bone.
That is incredible, honestly.
That was no pun intended, but I couldn't believe it.
That's amazing.
It was great because their headquarters are in Carlsbad, which is which was only like 40 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
So what I did was I drove. The girl said, "Hey, I want you to bring the clubs." So she met me out in the lobby, and she was looking. She goes, "Yep, this is our older metal. Don't worry." And I was showing her my scar and everything. And the whole time, everyone I talked to there said, "We've never heard this happening."
Wow.
Of a club snapping in the hands.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, it wasn't even a chunk. I didn't even hit the club. I don't throw my clubs. I take care of my clubs. And she was like, "Don't worry, we got you."
That's amazing. Hey,
And
shout out Callaway.
Shout out to Callaway Golf, because I probably would have just stopped golfing.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And
You
now
probably
every time I
would've.
tell the story, the faster, quicker story of it, the shorter version, everyone always tells me, "Do you have trouble? Like, does it worry you now?" I'm like, every now and then I think about it, but for the most part, I'm fine.
Wow.
But oh man, I'll tell you what, man, that was. I'd never been worried when my hand swelled. I've never been worried like that when my hand was just like overnight. It just was swollen.
That would have been a huge mental block for me too.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
the worst part of this whole thing, for me, walking back into the emergency room, my hand swollen.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there with the nurse, and she's like taking notes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, "Okay, when was this accident? When did you come in the first time?" And she goes, "You're lucky you came in this quick." I go, "Why is that?" She goes, "A few weeks ago, we had a guy come in, and he got into a bar fight." I go, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah, he knocked the guy's tooth out, and his knuckle got cut up from the tooth."
Yeah.
I said, "Okay." She goes, "Now, mouth bacteria is really bad."
Really, really bad.
And she said, he ended up losing his hand.
Yeah, you'll lose your hand. That's why I was like, oh my God, they're gonna tell you they have to cut off your finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I go, "What?" And I'm sitting here, and now everything's going through my head. I'm going to lose my fucking hand.
Yeah.
I'm going to lose my hand. And she goes, "Yeah, they had to airlift him out of here." And he ended up losing his hand because his hands, she said they were calling them Hulk hands because
God.
his hand was so swollen.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, my heart dropped. I was like, "Just get the fucking thing out of me. Just cut me open. Take the finger, leave the hand.
Do whatever you need." Instead, you got a new pair of clubs. You got a new set of clubs.
I got a new set of clubs.
Hey, we like that.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out Callaway.
Shout out to Callaway. Yeah, this was good.
This was good.
Yeah.
This was good.
Ended on a nice little horror story out there. Now, when you guys go out and golf, you can
Just think about your handles.
think about those handles, man.
Think about the handles.
God, man, freak me out. Teddy, what do you think about that story?
Teddy.
Okay.
Nice.
Appreciate every single one of you.
He appreciates everybody.
Oh, man, this is good. Thank you for listening, following, downloading. I appreciate all the support. I get the DMs every Monday and Tuesday. People always hit me up that they love the show, they love the pod, they love the stories. We will be doing something big next week. Look forward in 2 weeks. We are going to be talking about, we're going to go over our Bowman pre-release.
It's a big day. It's a big release for us.
Big release for Bowman. Sleevey will be in studio. I told him last night. He's like, "Oh, I'm not going to come in." I'm like,
Sleevey, baby.
I said, "Listen, you want to go back to doing air filters for the rest of your life? You son of a bitch, you're going in that pod."
You're coming in the pod.
He's like, "Josh can act like Sleevey." And I was like, No. Everyone knows your voice, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
You know
You're sitting
coming on
right
here.
across from me, and you can just chirp in when you want.
You're going to look me in the eye
Yeah.
and talk to me.
Yeah. I'm going to stare you down, you son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
You son of a bitch.
So we're going to do that. So that way, I kind of want to give everybody a good feel for the product, not necessarily opening it. We will do an opening on release day in studio, but I want to give you guys a little taste of who you might want to go get if you're, hey, I'm only looking to spend $300 on release day. Okay, well, go buy this team for $70 in PYTs. You can just fucking do it 4 times over. Here's the chases. Sleevey has already done a lot of research. He told me last night. He said he loves the fucking checklist. He said there's only 5 pitchers in all out of 87, so you have 82 hitters.
Yeah, surprising amount.
And one of the pitchers is Skeens.
Yeah, he's Skeens.
So, 4 pitchers out of 86 prospects is fucking good.
It's great.
It's really good.
We love those.
The rookie class is going to be good.
Yeah. I'm shocked they got Yamamoto to sign for this product too.
Yeah, and how's that going to do? If he wins Cy Young or Rookie of the Year,
those cards will be huge. Yeah.
His rookie cards is going to be like the Ohtanis, right?
Going to be huge.
Yeah,
you'll never find them again.
So we're gonna do a pre-release checklist breakdown with all of us in studio. Kind of give you guys a heads up on the direction to take if you want to spend a good amount of money, if you want to just kind of spend a lower amount of money and chase some few guys. Sleevey also told me this. I've never heard him say this. He goes, this will be the product. This will be one of the first products that he's seen that there's going to be a lot of guys. He's talking like 20 plus guys where their autos are going to do $100 plus out the gate. So it's going to be really good for return early. We're going to do that, and I'm going to move forward.
Absolutely.
Download the pod, like the pod, share the pod, comment on the YouTube page. It's available on all fucking platforms. If you have a PWCC account, use the code DADDY, DADDY, in your fucking checkout or whatever form it is, however it fucking works. Use the code DADDY. Helps you, helps us, helps them. I appreciate everyone listening and following. We will be live all weekend, ripping Bowman, watching UFC, watching the Masters, having a good time. Take care of the families and say hello to your mother for me. Peace.